shudder to surrender, because we know that surrender removes our originality, we think. But Swami Vivekananda gave the secret. Surrender is expansion. By surrender, you are going to expand your personality to greater and greater heights of creativity, innovation, and everything. And therefore, surrender is the feature. To whom to surrender? As rightly pointed out by our Vice Chancellor, we should all surrender to Mother Bharat, Rashtra Prema, Bhakti for our motherland. Why? Because it's here in this country we have the largest amount of Vedic literature, which gives us all the knowledge base that is necessary. In Vedas, as of you know, we have got Uttamimamsa and Puramimamsa, while another thing is the Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharvaveda, the classification. But Uttamimamsa is the science of the Vedas, in which we have the Sanatana Dharma. It gives us the total knowledge base of the whole creation and beyond. What modern science has done over the 400 years is to track the physical world, to understand everything about the physical world. We understand that everything in the world is nothing but molecules, atoms, protons, neutrons, fundamental particles, and finally energy. The whole physical world is but nothing but energy field. But science is moving to the next step of 400 years to understand, is there something subtle? Is there something like prana? What is it that we call as mind, emotions, intellect, consciousness? Do gods and goddesses exist? Do devils and pishach exist? Into this region of subtlety and causality, modern science has started moving. If it took 400 years to understand the gross world, how long it is going to take to understand the whole of this creation? We don't know. Therefore, any challenge that we face today, which is related to the prana, mind, emotions, intellect, we have no solution. And this year, Dr. Nagaratna was mentioning about non-communicable diseases, which have made the biggest challenge to the medical world. Asthma, diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, cancer, and whatnot. All these things have shattered our entire health scenario. While on one side, we have developed such powerful pharmacological intervention and 5,000 types of surgeries. You can repress almost every part of the body, but we have no solution to these ailments. Once an asthmatic, ever an asthmatic. Once you get hypertension, it is for your life. Once you have cancer, your days have numbered, come to pass. Why? Because all these NCDs, non-communicable diseases, are multidimensional. They are not only related to the physical dimension, but mental restlessness, emotional upsurges, deep-rooted psychological conflict, all are at the base of this modern NCDs. Therefore, we have a solution. It's here that Indian wisdom base has to come to solve it. This is what we have done over the last 30 years, bringing this holistic vision of yoga in the Panchakosha model, with the Adhi and the Vyadhi understood, and we have been able to deal with a number of research publications. So Vivekananda said, combine the best of the East with the best of the West. Best of the West is modern scientific research, and best of the East is the wisdom base of India. That's what yoga offers. Many people think yoga is only asana or physical exercise. Some people even start saying that it is all magic, it is mumbo jumbo. But all of you by now understood that yoga is the science of holistic living. It is the science by which you rise from your normal level to become great, super, divine human beings and reach the highest level of freedom. Highest level of freedom is called moksha. What is that moksha? Called Kaivalya by Patanjali. It is a state of infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite freedom, infinite bliss. That's what we are. That's the Amrutatva that we talk about. Rightly pointed out our Dr. Ramchandra Bhatt. Amruta. What is that Amruta? Nectar. What is that? Immortality. Sarve Amrutasya Putraha. That's Swami Vivekananda. And this is what we have to understand, that we are all basically that infinite power, freedom, bliss, and knowledge. And the goal of life, Swami Vivekananda said, is to manifest that divinity. Manifest that divinity in our life. To become happier day by day, day by day. Become more and more full day by day, day by day. And full of knowledge and greater knowledge. And all that can be done by what? By controlling nature internal, by controlling nature external. How? Jnana Yoga, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. Work or worship or philosophy or psychic control, he said. Using this knowledge base, you will be able to develop. And key point of this is to gain mastery over the mind, said Patanjali. The mastery over the mind consists of two aspects. One is to make our mind very sharp, intelligent, brilliant, creativity, innovative. We're all developing that in our education system. Faster mind, quicker mind, faster, 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 you're going up. But the second dimension of calming down the mind, silencing the mind, tranquilizing the mind, going deeper and deeper levels of silence has been grossly neglected. As a result, we have grown gigantic on one front and pygmies on the other. Big imbalance. And that's the root cause for all our Arishadvarkas to grow. This is the root cause for all these modern NCDs and the hazard that we are seeing in the world. Therefore, the solution is to bring the balance between the spirit of mind and calming down of the mind. And that's what yoga teaches. Therefore, our Honorable Prime Minister had the view that yes, we have to bring this knowledge base to the world at large. And you know, the wonder he did by his brilliant speech in the UNO and brought June 21st as the International Day of Yoga. But he said that having one day celebration will not do. More and more people, of course, should do this. The common protocol that we have developed it consists of all the four streams of yoga intelligently knit into this 35 minutes program. All of you should understand how this subtly brought about by all the yoga masters in the country. We all sat together and developed this yoga protocol in which had been brought forth all these dimensions. And more and more people, more and more people. This year our target was 25 crores of people in India should practice the protocol. But our Prime Minister said it's not enough if we have one day program. It should come into our education system. So way back, 6 years back, we started doing that at pre-primary level. In our country, we have got NCT, National Council of Teacher Educators. 13.5 lakh teacher educators are trained every year in our country. Yoga has been made compulsory. Then came the NCRT, that the primary, secondary, higher secondary. Then again, yoga made compulsory. Then UGC did not lag forward. They come up, yes, it should come into the higher education. And all the yoga masters, we sat together and developed the syllabus for these things. And thereby, we have the complete syllabus, standardized things in all the levels of education. This should come. Similarly, the new move is that into the health sector, yoga should come. And this year, the Niti Aayog, after continued deliberations on integrative medicine, has been able to bring forth yoga into the medical community and see that yoga becomes a common factor in all the medical institutions, whether it's the allopathic system or the Ayush systems, everywhere yoga should become formed. And our idea is that it should come. See that departments of yoga should come up in all the medical institutions. Then you have the holistic vision that comes up. World over, the health is moving towards integrative medicine because allopathists have understood that you cannot deal with these modern NCDs by mere allopathy, by pharmacological interventions, by surgical intervention. You have to have a total dimension. That's the integrative medicine that's emerging throughout the world. And for this integrative medicine, we have the complete base that has been developed thanks to our Dr. Nagaratna, Dr. Ramakrishna, and Dr. Manjunath, and all these people joined together to form this integrative system. How to combine the modern medical system with the Ayush system has been brought forth, and we have to develop such a healthcare delivery system which is very, very essentially cost-effective, very effective, scientific-based, evidence-based, and see that it brings health for all. The ambition of the WHO, World Health Organization, to bring health for all failed in the last century, but now it's on the move. Therefore, our Dr. Harshvardhan, who was heading the WHO last year, he brought the main center of WHO into our country, into Jamnagar, and the WHO brought a wonderful center in our Jamnagar, which is the INI of Ayurveda. And here we are going to develop this dimension of things. Therefore, tremendous things are happening under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, and he has urged all cabinet ministers and other ministries to see that yoga is promoted in the Orient thing. And even in the army, the Sainik schools have come forward and developed the things recently with us, and we have developed the syllabus. What is needed is a standardized dimension. Swami Vivekananda said that he has to bring that knowledge from the West. Therefore, we all sat together and said how to bring this again. Therefore, we set up our university in Los Angeles, Vivekananda Yoga University, Vayu. And through that, we are bringing again the knowledge base. Therefore, all over the world, people can get this knowledge base through the Vayu. Therefore, we have the university here, S-VYASA, those who want to come and learn here, who want to get accreditation from this thing, S-VYASA, they can do. And those people who want an American degree, they can do it from the Vayu, the master's degree. And now we are starting the doctoral program from this August 22nd. And this is how we are bringing the dimensions of yoga throughout standardization, holistic vision, the total approach, as rightly pointed out by Hariji, that it should be the base of the holistic vision of yoga through the Ayurveda, through other dimensions of health scenario. We should bring the holistic vision of yoga, and that standardization has to be brought forth. We really appreciate him for suggesting many dimensions which can be added on in our university, and Indic institution that he has built has brought tremendous wisdom-based people at large, and Jayaraman, as the director of that Indic, has been doing wonderful things, and this wisdom base of Vedas has started growing more and more to all parts of India. I'm really happy that the ICCR has been sending our team of people selected from different countries. This time I think they have over 35 people who are selected from 20 countries, and they all have come to undergo a month-long training. And the ICCR has found all those batches earlier who have gone trained. They are doing wonderful work in these countries. It is a soft power that our Prime Minister wanted to spread throughout the thing. Purpose, what is the objective? To bring peace on earth, to build a wonderful world family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is the vision that we have in India. And in earlier history, have seen that we have gone round the world, but never aggrandize others. We never wanted to dominate them, but we want to bring peace on earth. That's what we are known for. Therefore, it is such ideal nations that we want to build. In India, we have built such ideal orders. And in those times, in the Vijayanagar Empire, we used to have such ideal nation here. People used to come here getting attracted, not for philosophy and not for yoga at that time, because looking at the economic superpower that we were, people used to come here, get attracted, and they could see diamonds, silver, gold, everything being sold in streets. But when they came here, they found so much of love, so much of hospitality, so much of integrity, honesty, and purity, and all people very, very healthy and very happy. And that's the type of ideal social orders we want to build in India back and become the beacon light, to become the Vishwaguru for all the countries, to develop such ideal social orders. Imagine if all the people have working as one single family, how fantastic will be this world that we have. This is the ambition, that the desire that Swami Vivekananda had, and that's what we have to translate. Through this system, we are going to bring this. Therefore, on this very auspicious day of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75th year of independence and freedom, let us take an oath that we will work for our increased freedom in our minds, to get into the calmness of the mind, silence of the mind, tranquility of the mind, go deeper and deeper into silence, and to manifest that divinity within us, to bring happier day by day, bliss, harmony, peace. And that's the thread that we have to take on this, not only to maintain the independence in free India, but to see that we move towards higher and higher level of freedom. That is the oath that we have to take, and that can only build peace on earth and bring harmony and love and create Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That's the ambition with which we are all working in this country to spread yoga. And all the countries are looking at India as to how we move forward to bring this peace, to prevent the health hazards, and see that we grow continuously to greater heights. Once again, I place on record the wonderful contributions of all our faculty for making this S-VYASA University grow to greater and greater heights with higher and higher levels of research, with the best research lab developed by our Dr. Manjunath, Krishna, and all the people, and the wonderful health development with 450 bed facility, thanks to Dr. Nagaratna and the entire team and the wonderful ideas to bring this thing by Dr. Subramaniam. And recently, we have now launched the project of Reset, thanks to Kediaji and Abidali and others who have come forward to develop the app to spread this dimension of holistic vision of yoga to the health sector. I thank Kediaji also for bringing this wisdom base. And as he rightly said, we should have large number of studios all over the world and thousands coming up. And each one of you should see that you develop such studios when you go back and inspire more and more people. Each one of you coming from 20 countries should see that you have your own studios and see that you inspire at least 200 people during this year. When you go back and next June, each one of you should bring 1,000 people for our International Day of Yoga throughout the world. This is my appeal to all of you, my dear sisters and brothers who have come from 20 countries. And this is the ambition of ICCR, to see that yoga is spread. And you learn yoga here nicely in its holistic vision, go back, teach, and see that bring health, harmony, peace in our own countries. And that is what India wants. And see that I'm sure that with your intense training here, you'll be able to do that very nicely when you go back. And I wish you all the best. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for always encouraging us with your wise words. Now, finally, I thank everyone, all the gurus present here, our chief guest, from the bottom of our heart to enlighten us with your wise words. Now, I request Registrar Professor M.K. Sridhar sir to give the vote of thanks.
Namaskar, Sabhapatibhyascha. On behalf of the S-VYASA Yoga deemed to be university, on this great occasion of celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrita Mahotsav, 75th year of India's independence, we offer our grateful thanks to Sri Harikiran, the chairman of Indica, who has come all the way from Hyderabad, who is based in Hyderabad and Singapore, and who has given his insightful lecture based on how he could coordinate with us for having the entrepreneurship between Indica and S-VYASA, as well as suggestions to you all as to how you are going to improve upon it. We are ever beholden to you, sir, for calling you at the last minute, and so kind of you to have graced the occasion today. We also offer grateful thanks to Sri Surendra Kedia, the Managing Director of Manjushri Industries, an entrepreneur himself, having studied from BITS Pilani and having shifted to Bangalore and making as one of the world-class, manufacturing industry of India. Thank you very much, Kedia ji, for going to cooperate with us and sign MOU in helping our students and also planting 1,000 plus trees in our campus and reducing the climate change in our campus. Thank you very much. Thanks to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. H.R. Nagendra ji, the source, the inspiration, the strength and the backbone of our university, having brought this from NASA to Vyasa, from Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari to Bangalore. In the last 35 years, he has built up this great organization, which is the first and the foremost university meant for yoga in the whole world. Apart from that, he has motivated and inspired several political leaders in India as well as in Karnataka to come out with yoga protocol, to come out with integrative medicine, and how ultimately through his wonderful invention, I call it as invention and discovery of bringing out the Panchakosha model and going beyond the Panchakosha model of PQ, EQ, IQ, SQ, he has developed the HQ, that is the health quotient for health, happiness and harmony, through which he is going to promote the welfare of the mankind and the humankind and the global peace. Thank you very much, and we place on record your greatest contribution, Guruji. I thank our Subramaniam ji, the orator par excellence, for depicting us about the pre-independent time and how it all started with Swami Vivekananda, and not as mentioned in several history books which we read, that it all because of one or two families, certainly not. It is because of Swami Vivekananda, who gave a clarion call through spirituality way back 100 years ago. And earlier, it was Veer Savarkar and his team who gave a clarion call for India's independence. It took 190 years for us to get independent, through which through the great patriots. And we are thankful to Subramaniam ji for depicting us the panorama of pre-independent struggle. We thank Dr. Raghuramji, the chairman of the Yoga Bharati, for giving us an elaborate description as to how this Swatantriya, as elaborated by Swami Ranganathananji, not only physical, mental, emotional, but spiritual freedom, which he elaborates in his Upanishad, will give us moksha ultimately, freedom from ignorance, to free ourselves from the shackles of birth and death, which he has elaborated. Thanks, Dr. Raghuramji. Thanks to Dr. Nagaratnadi, the medical director of Arogyadama, who has, in a very succinct way, has informed us as to how we should take pledge to drive away this deadly disease of India, the narcotic drugs, the narcotic addict, which is being pumped in day and day out by foreigners and Muslim nations to destabilize our country, which he has brought out, saying that we should make a pledge to be away from that and fight against this narcotic drugs and other various forums which ultimately take away our essence. Namaste to you. I am thankful to our Ramchandra Bhattji in his chaste, ever chaste, beautiful Sanskrit language. He has given us the importance of yoga, yaga, swatantriya, and how this yoga, yaga, swatantriya could herald a new peace for the country. And I am pleased to inform that he, being a poet laureate in Sanskrit and as well as wonderful translation in English, has published Yoga Yuga Dharma Palika, running to 400 verses, which was released last year with a translation. Thank you, and grateful thanks to Acharya ji, Ramchandra Bhattji. Our special thanks are due to Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna, who offered the inaugural address. And apart from welcoming, he gave us how the extremists, the moderates, and the people of non-violence fought for this country, which was the result of the agony we suffered under the stooges of British imperialism for more than 400 years, starting with East India Company in 1600 in Kolkata. So thanks to Ramakrishna ji for his illuminating welcoming address. I'm extremely thankful to our deans, Dr. Soumya Manjunath and Narayan Behera, to all the faculty members of the S-VYASA Yoga University, Sushruta Medical College and the hospital, all the students of the BSc, BNYS, MSc, PhD, and BAMS students who have participated in these wee hours of the morning. 7 o'clock, there was flag hoisting in Red Fort by our Honorable Prime Minister. Now at 7:15 exactly, we have done it in here. And thanks to each of the students, including the 34 students who have come from 12 nations, having participated in this great momentous 75th India's independence, which is the occasion for us to celebrate in a very joyful, happy way. Special thanks to Kiran Kumar and his team of events manager Narendra and Hanumantrayappa, Girish and others who, at the call of our government of India and the government of Karnataka, Har Ghar Tiranga, to hoist the national flag from 13 to today evening. They saw to it that in more than 50-60 places, they have erected our national flag in our campus. So special thanks to Kiran Kumar and his team, and also to our wonderful student who have drawn the wonderful pictures of our patriots, and special thanks to Bhumika having compared this program. Thanks to each one of you, and please remember that you are a part and parcel of this greatest moment of India's independence of 75th year of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Many of you are going to live and participate in 100th year of the centenary celebrations of India's independence, and you will take India forward, as more than 69 crore people of India out of 138 crore are youth who are in the age group of 18 to 35 years, and you are going to take this torch of what generated and given by our Honorable Chancellor to the whole world. Namaskar, Dhanyavad.
And thank you, sir, for supporting us in everything. Thank you so much. Now we will proceed with the final segment of our ceremony, Vande Mataram by Sheila Didi. One more announcement to make. Please settle down here itself after Vande Mataram. We will take a group photo.
वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रजोत्स्नां पुलकितयामिनी फुल्लकुसुमिता द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदा मरदा मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् कोटि कोटि कंठ कल कल निनाद कराले कोटि कोटि भुजै धृत कर करवाले अबला किनु माय तो बले बहुबलधारिणी नमामि तरिणी रिपुदलवरिणी मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् तुमि विद्या तुमि धर्म तुमि हृदय तुमि मर्म त्वं हि प्राणा शरीरे बहुते तुमि महाशक्ति हृदये तुमि महाभक्ति तुम्हारी प्रतिमा गढ़ी मंदिरे मंदिरे वन्दे मातरम् तुम ही दुर्गा दश प्रहरण धारिणी कमला कमल जल विहारिणी वाणी विद्यादायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमलाम् अमलां मधुरां सुजलां सुफलां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणीं भरणी मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् बोलो भारत माता की वंदे।
Special thanks to Sheila Didi and her team of Keshav and Nischal and Rukmini ji for giving us wonderful patriotic songs. And before I forget, one more announcement. Under the directives of the Government of India and the Government of Karnataka, Youth Empowerment Department has envisaged plan a common yoga protocol on 28th of this month in Jakkur Aerodrome. They have already opened up the website yogathon.com, and we plan to break the Guinness Book of World Records. Last year in Kota, Rajasthan, there were 110,000 people who did the common yoga protocol on the same day. This year, Government of Karnataka has been given this pride of place. I want each one of you to enroll who are in Bangalore and elsewhere from Karnataka and participate in this. The Government of Karnataka is going to arrange the BMTC buses to take us from here to Jakkur Aerodrome. We are working on that. And for further information, please contact our Kiran Kumar, Assistant Director of Physical Education.
Please settle down wherever you are. Sit down, we'll take a group